just wanted to remind you.
I still don't know all the state regulations about what this meeting falls under, but I'll just,
It's set forth by Virginia Code 2.2-3708.2.
I'm not going to remember that. Okay. All right. Why is that thing over my, okay. All right. We're going to call this meeting a special meeting of the Onancock Town Council to order. Lisa, can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Mayor Foskey,
Present?
Councilmember Bloxham,
Present.
Councilmember Marino,
Present.
Councilmember Krause,
Present.
Councilmember Berger,
Present.
Councilmember Oswald. I know she's here. Maybe she doesn't hear me.
Yeah, she's muted. Mavis, you're muted.
She is muted. Let me unmute her. All right.
Okay, there you are.
There you are. You're there, Mavis?
Present.
Present.
Okay, we've got a quorum for the meeting. This special meeting is called under authority of the our emergency COVID response that we voted on about a month ago. If any members of the public are interested in the statute that allows us to do this electronically, probably best thing to do is call Lisa at the town office. There's several different statutes that allow us to do this. All right. As many of you know, Accomack County voted last night to opt out of opening in phase one. They've sent a letter to the governor requesting that they be allowed to opt out for, what is it, 2-week period, correct, Lisa? Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Till May 29th.
Yes. We have not seen a copy. I talked to Mike Mason earlier this morning, and he said he was going to send a copy. I think Lisa just was on the phone with him, and he's going to send a copy
Just
over.
received it.
Yeah, you might.
Send that out.
Yeah, you might want to read that.
Okay. I'll be happy to. I say, thank you for guiding the Commonwealth through this turbulent time. Your leadership throughout this pandemic and your openness to consider the voice of Virginia localities is greatly appreciated. I write this letter at the request of the Accomack County Board of Supervisors, who is extremely concerned about the high number of positive COVID-19 cases in Accomack County and the significant number and size of outbreaks that have occurred within its borders. The number of cases in the county continues to grow at an alarming rate, and with recent testing in both community and congregated facility settings, local health officials have warned total positive cases could increase over 50% in a matter of days. We know that you share our concerns as a native of this county and the governor of Virginia. Our per capita positive cases are already extremely high when compared to other Virginia localities. Despite having a population that is only 0.39% of the state population, our number of positive cases represents 2.14% of the statewide totals. In fact, they currently align better with the localities in Northern Virginia, an area that you have allowed to remain in phase 0 until May 29th of 2020. We also wish to help our businesses recover and prosper, but not at the expense of public health. While we are supportive of your science-based approach to reopening the Commonwealth, we truly believe that the decision to reopen Accomack County is best made by relying on data from this region as opposed to statewide trends. The board believes the path to the most successful outcome is dependent on these areas' ability to achieve the metrics you have so clearly laid out in your Forward Virginia Blueprint for easing public health restrictions. Currently, data is not readily available to determine whether Accomack County meets these metrics, so the Accomack County Board of Supervisors respectfully requests you extend the phase 0 restrictions currently placed here until 11:59 p.m. Thursday, May 28th. A 2-week delay will allow sufficient time for data to be accumulated for the area and analyzed to determine if it's necessary, determine if it is indeed ready to take further steps to reopen. It will also align with the time extension granted to Northern Virginia, a region also experiencing more than its proportional share of cases. Accomack County clearly understands that you would prefer requests to delay phase 1 implementations of the Virginia Forward Plan to be regional. Unfortunately, this is not a regional request. It is a request of the Accomack County Board of Supervisors. Due to the timing issues, we were unable to coordinate with the incorporated towns, and this request is not being made on the town's behalf. Additionally, both the town of Chincoteague and Northampton County have affirmative action to support the implementation of phase 1. The board believes, and the data supports, that Accomack County is in the precarious situation related to our COVID-19 metrics. We request that you consider our circumstances and consider a deviation from your requirement for regional requests and consider the county's request on its merits. Thank you again for your leadership and consideration of our request. Sincerely, Mike Mason.
Okay, well, it's pretty clear that that they did not apply on our behalf. It's my understanding that if we do nothing, we will reopen as on phase 1 on Friday, correct, Lisa?
Yes, that's correct.
Right. So that's the discussion for us today, whether we would need to petition the governor to be part of the Accomack County's 2-week delay. So we need to vote on what way we want to go. So any thoughts? I guess Lisa, you've got some little metrics about what the county.
I do have some metrics I wanted to share with you all, and I've spoken with some businesses in town, and I wanted to share that with you as well. Right now, Accomack County has 593 cases, 28 or 26 are hospitalized, and 8 deaths. According to what Mike Mason was sharing with the county last night, those numbers are not, they do not include the Tyson and Purdue numbers. Something to keep in mind.
Why do they not?
From my understanding, I didn't get to hear the whole segment on it because there was phone calls that were happening, but I think he said it was proprietary information. So I don't know all the ins and outs of why that is, but I wanted to share that with you. Like I said, I didn't catch the whole segment. I was also sent the links for cases per zip code by Bob Spoth, who is a resident of the town of Onancock. And I will tell you that in the zip code of 23417, we have 33 total cases out of 109 tests. Only Virginia has 27 cases out of 64 tests, and Accomack has 46 out of 91 tests. So that just to give you an idea of where we stand today. Mike Mason also said that when they did the drive-by testing last weekend, that they did 1,407 tests. They have just over 1,000 returned, and 37 of those were positive. He did also mention that anybody could have been tested, anybody from Northampton County or even out of the state. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they're Accomack County cases. He did want to make that clear. I spoke with the town of Only earlier, as the mayor did as well. They're going to have an emergency meeting this afternoon as well to see how they wanted to go. The town manager indicated to me that it sounded like council wanted to go along with the county. But of course, we won't know officially what they decide until later today. I also spoke with Chincoteague, who had fiercer restrictions in the state. They are moving forward with phase 1, but they are removing their stricter restrictions. That works for you. Slowly. They closed all accommodations down. Now they're going to open up 25%, see how that works, see how the numbers go, and then slowly start to lessen where they're currently sitting at. They did decide to keep their public restrooms closed. Their marina, they're going to keep the bathhouse closed there as well, even though people are allowed to tie up and do that type of activity. So that was from the 2 towns I did speak with. I have the restaurants that I was able to talk with or look at online who are going to stay the current course and not try to reopen was 3 Knots, Market Street Grill, Da Vinci's, Mallard's, and Maurice. Blarney Stone is looking to move forward with phase 1 and opening up their patio at 50% starting tomorrow. I spoke directly with Terrace and Nancy, who were both going to try to attend today, but weren't sure timing wise. Their concern was wanting to get their servers back in a job so that they could go ahead with the rules surrounding the paycheck protection money that they are receiving. And I don't know a whole lot about that. but they really want to start moving forward. They said that they have all of the cleaning supplies ready to go. Servers will be wearing masks. They want to comply with what they need to do to keep their patrons and employees safe. CD Marsh called me, Corner Bakery called me, and Marker 29 also called me, and they would like us to go ahead and open up along with the rest of the state. I did receive a letter from the Chamber of Commerce as well that I'm going to read to you at this time. They said, dear, this is a letter they sent to Accomack, but it applies to you all as well. The COVID-19 has transformed not only our community, but the entire world. While the virus can be very dangerous to certain segments of our populations, it can also be rather benign to many others. The ESVA Chamber's mission statement is to serve, promote, and connect the businesses and the communities of the Eastern Shore of Virginia. It can be a fundamental misconception that business owners and managers do not have the best wishes for the health and safety of their employees or their customers. All businesses require a feeling of goodwill from the community for success. In this spirit, the ESVA Chamber, on behalf of its members, respectfully requests the Accomack County Board of Supervisors or the Town of Onancock Town Council to continue with Governor Northam's timeline for Phase 1 plan for reopening Virginia, which was crafted by experts and allow business owners the opportunity to serve their customers and make their living while taking whatever additional precautions they feel necessary to safely do so in accordance with the outline plan from Governor Northam. Sincerely, Robbie Marsh, Executive Director. So I've been busy this morning.
Okay. Does everyone realize what going to Phase 1 is going to allow? If you looked at that, basically, I guess it's going to allow restaurants to open outdoor seating at a 50% capacity. It's going to allow barber shops and beauty salons to reopen with guidelines. There are some guidelines about personal protection. I guess it's going to allow churches to reopen at 50% capacity, correct?
I believe so.
And it's going to allow general retail, non-essential businesses to reopen with 50% capacity again. I don't really know how do you connect 50% capacity? I mean, is that what's allowed by the health department? You go in a restaurant, it says 150 people are allowed in there. I don't really know how they enforce that, but so that's the main issues that are going to affect the town. We don't have a lot of retail, so that's not I think some of those businesses are already opening. So is everybody clear on what this would affect? Any questions on that?
No.
They also mentioned outdoor farmers markets would open.
Yeah, well, we're not. That's not an issue. They're gonna stay as an online. That's working out really well. Their sales are actually over what they were doing when they were outside. So that's.
Fletcher, I have a question or comment that this virus is so new, pardon me, new to all of us, and its growth on the shore is, like Lisa was saying, the numbers are much higher here per capita. I think we have to take this on a week by week, and if we open now, I think we are just at this time of growth of the virus. I think we're making a big mistake. And if we can hold off to the end of the month, I understand the jobs and everything else that people are concerned about, but one sale, one thing in a retail shop is not worth one life.
Well, the retail shops can operate, and they're operating with up to 10 people. I don't think it's going to be much of a hardship on any of them to continue for another 2 weeks.
Fine, that's what I'm saying. What difference does it make for 2 more weeks, except that it could mean somebody's life?
Right.
I reached out to Brittany today at Canvas because I was interested in what her thoughts were. And she had 2 concerns about the reopening. One was the safety concern in terms of being hairstylists where they're actually having physical contact with their customers. And the other one was, she said, Catherine, we can't reopen at 50% because just the startup costs, the sanitation items that they need to purchase, she said it would not be cost effective for us to do that. So her plan is to open on June 2nd. that date is not random, but it's more related to her PPP loan and the 8-week time frame. She said all of her employees are currently receiving unemployment. You know, it's a tough time, but she really feels from a safety perspective that if we waited another 2 weeks, that would fit her model. But even if we don't, I believe her opening date is going to remain unchanged and stay June 2nd.
All right. Joy, you got you got some comments?
No, I'm glad this is being recorded though on YouTube, because I'd like to hear what Lisa shared with us again. And I personally am not planning on in the next 2 weeks having any hair appointments or visiting anywhere. And I don't think many of the businesses will see an uptick in customers. I don't think people are to the point yet where they're comfortable going out and having dinner or shopping. But I have no problem with waiting 2 weeks.
Bob, I guess you're next on my screen here.
Well, this is frankly probably the most difficult thing that I have wrestled with in my own little small brain since I've been on council, and I've been thinking a lot about it over the course of today. I guess I'm probably going to take an outlier's view. First of all, I don't minimize what's going on at the county, and I understand how serious the situation is. I think the county probably made the right decision given the geographic area that they serve. I have also spoken with some business owners. I am concerned about the ongoing suffering that those folks are having to endure. I also feel that the governor and his medical staff developed the phase 1 guidelines based on their expert knowledge. I am leaning towards voting to let us go into phase 1, recognizing that I think people are generally smart. The business owners who are not comfortable are not going to open. Those who are, that I have spoken with, are going to open with the utmost care and preparation for this. And I think, frankly, a lot of people, residents, are not comfortable going out, and that's their prerogative, and I support them for not doing so. But others, I think, are willing to do it safely. So for what it's worth, that's where I am now.
Ray?
I don't know if any of y'all have been to Walmart or Food Lion since this started, but there's a lot more people going on there. Reopening our little town isn't going to be any increased danger, I don't think.
Okay. All right. So anybody other comments? Lisa, you got anything else?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody, any comments? I guess we're going to need a motion to join Accomack County and petition the governor to if we have to act to remain closed. So we need, if we don't do anything, we open up on for tomorrow. So if we want to close, we need a motion to join, join Accomack County and remain not join phase 1 until what is it, May 20?
I think May 28th at midnight was what.
May
his
28th.
letter said, yes.
So we need a motion from one of the council members if we want to do that. Do we have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we remain closed until the 28th of May. And I guess that's it.
Do we have a second? Do we have a second? No.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay, second. Joy, second. Do we have discussion on that? Or everybody said their piece? Okay, call the vote then. We need a roll call vote.
Sure. Councilmember Bloxham,
No.
Councilmember Marino,
Yes.
Councilmember Krause,
No,
Councilmember Berger,
No,
Councilmember Oswald.
Yes.
Okay, all
Motion
right.
passes 3-2.
No,
Wait.
it failed.
Oh, yeah, other way.
It failed 3-2.
Fails.
All right. Okay, so then we basically have to do nothing. Okay. All right. We'll wait to And I guess we can always reevaluate things as something comes up, but we're probably looking at, when does phase 1 end? Somebody know that? It's a month long.
It's open-ended. He said 2 to 4
Open-ended?
weeks at the Prince conference yesterday.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So,
Mayor, you
yes.
did not weigh in on this. What is your opinion?
I would have stayed closed, but you know, I mean, I agree a little bit with what Ray was saying. I'm not sure how much, you know, how much public health, you know, it would have helped in our small town. People are going other places, but I feel like we need to set an example and follow with Accomack County. It's going to be a little odd with the county closed and the town, some of the towns open, and I see what Only is going to do. So it's just a little weird. It's just weird times, you know. Yeah. So.
Indeed.
I think
Yeah.
we're sending a mixed message and a confusing message to the public.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping that, yeah, the governor was it's a little odd to let people opt out and not do the whole county. And, you know, I know he was trying to do the whole state and stuff, but numbers are different here. His plan was for the Virginia and not for the Accomack. So, you know, numbers are somewhat different, but anyway, it is what it is. So we'll move on. We don't have any other business that really, anybody. Okay. I guess, do we want to take public comment or what?
We do have
Anybody have a
public on the line. If they're interested in speaking, they may unmute themselves if you're willing to entertain that.
Yeah, I always, you know, and how can you tell if somebody wants to talk?
I can't. I can see who's muted though.
If anybody wants to speak, unmute and let us know what you think. We'll be on for another couple minutes. If we don't hear anything, we're going to close.
Excuse me, Larry Fry.
Okay, go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, just a quick question. If Accomack remains closed, we open up. Doesn't one overrule the other, or I mean, what's the impact of that?
No, they're totally separate. We're an incorporated town.
Okay.
That was, I don't know if you missed the first part of the meeting, but the county actually requested the governor close the county, but did not request anything for the town. So we're on our own on that.
Okay.
Okay. Any other?
Hi, this is Gary Cochran at the Charlotte.
Yes, Gary.
Hi. I do have a question. As everyone knows, I don't have any outdoor seating at present. And the only, I guess it is potentially I could establish something in the alley behind the building so that I could participate as we open up. It's a hypothetical. Is that something the council would have a problem with, assuming the health department allows it?
I can't answer that question. I was I thought I read somewhere that you already had to have existing seating and that you couldn't create new, but I could be wrong about that.
Yeah,
Yes,
not
sir,
according to the
that is
article.
correct. I think
What?
that is correct as far as the health department is concerned, and the ABC would have to weigh in. But I'm just thinking ahead, depending on how long this phase lasts, not having any outdoor seating, is a disadvantage. Not that I, am chagrined by that. I think I personally support letting the folks who have the outdoor seating take advantage of it. I was just scrambling a little bit to see how I can also perhaps participate. That's all.
Are you not participating with takeout orders? Are you doing any business with takeout orders?
Yes, the takeout business, as I've said publicly, it's been overwhelmingly supported.
Right.
We're obviously the financial numbers are not very good because my business is off about 80% in total. However, I will say that the community has been extremely supportive in numbers of people. I am doing truly about 75 to 80% of the number of meals that I was doing before this, and all through weekend, which is remarkable.
Yeah.
It is remarkable.
The average check is only 50% of what it was, but still, we are not complaining at all about the support we receive from the community.
To Gary's point, I shared with Fletcher this morning, and some of you may have seen it. There's an article in the Pilot that indicates that the Virginia ABC, as of yesterday, granted a provision where restaurants that don't have outdoor seating would be allowed to get an ABC permit for outdoor consumption. and it was incumbent upon the localities and the towns to determine if they would allow outdoor seating either on sidewalks, alleys, parking lots. So I think it's something that we as a council probably ought to be prepared to discuss if this continues on.
Okay,
Aren't
well,
the
that
alcohol-
speaks to my
aren't
question.
alcohol
Then, right?
drinks allowed to be taken out now too? Mixed drinks taken out?
Yes, but they cannot be consumed in a
Right.
public area,
I'm
and
just-
the new ABC regulation would allow outdoor consumption with the permit.
Fletcher, didn't we apply for the St. Patrick's Parade with a license to do that? We could have so many events per year. Would that include?
Yeah, that was an event. That was an event, not a continuous operation.
Well, actually, had we gotten the permit, we could have done up to 12 events, but it would have
Right.
been event specific.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd
Bobby
been
Marsh
12.
just sent me something about the ABC guidelines on temporary outdoor dining, so I can forward that to you all as well.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have too many restaurants. I mean, some of our restaurants already have, yeah, I mean, I guess the Gary is one of the few that doesn't have any outdoor thing. He is at a disadvantage with the rest of the other restaurants. I can understand his concerns. I guess we need to talk about that. If he can give us some kind of proposal at some point, yeah. I mean, it's going to probably take, see what he wants to do.
Would you like me to make a formal request of the council then to give consideration, especially in light of if the ABC has
Yeah.
granted permission or will grant us permission, then I guess the next thing would be to at least ask permission from the local community to see if establishing an outdoor area, at least temporarily.
Right.
would-
Yeah, I mean, I guess, we need to consider that. I mean, I don't know, that, I guess it depends on where you want to go and who owns the alley and things like that. So, you got some issues with that, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I know we as business owners paid to have it paved many years ago. And I think the property line stops about 3 feet, past the end of the building. So I think it's owned by the town as far as I know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, I guess you can get a proposal to Lisa. Does anybody have any thoughts about that? I guess we need to find out about health department issues and things like that as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
Be
The big
interesting
hurdle I have to
to
overcome
see.
there is to get my wife to accept it.
Right. Okay. All right. Any other public information? Anybody want to weigh in? Or are we through?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. T. Lee.
Yes, sir. Want to thank everybody. It's a rough deal. I feel your pain, been there. I think you are correct. I've been listening to Gary. I've been trying to make the rounds and deal with every restaurant in town. Tip like I was in the restaurant. They're off X%. They've got staff that they've laid off, and they're in worse trouble than the proprietors, I think. But it's a tough decision. And frankly, I think you made the right one.
All right. All right. Okay. So we need, so there's nothing we need, no motion. We don't need to do anything. Lisa, you don't need to move forward with anything, resolutions or anything. So let's have a motion to adjourn. Anybody?
Motion to
Make a-
adjourn.
Okay. Bob made the motion. Second.
Second.
Catherine seconded.
Yep.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay. All right. I don't think so. Okay. Unanimous. All right. Well, thank you for, thank you for a difficult a task here. It's a tough call, and we'll move on with it. Appreciate the public weighing in. Everybody just keep, we'll keep it monitored, and we'll have we got a meeting coming up in week and a half. So we'll probably have some more information about things then. All right. Thank you again.
Yep.
All right, everybody have a good day. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you.